welcome back to another video, and in today's video we have our AEW All-In 2025 early predictions. Now we're still a month away from the big event from AEW, but today we're going to give you what we think the card will look like. We do have some matches that are already announced for the card, but we will be filling in the rest of the card. We have a 13 match show booked, but how we feeling with what we did?
Yeah, AEW, they haven't necessarily started booking like the build towards all these matches necessarily. They kind of left a little hints of what's going to happen, and we kind of try to pick up on those hints and build a card based on that, basically. Yeah, we have a lot of interesting matches. Some of them obviously probably won't happen. We'll be wrong on a lot of these, but if we are right on these, I feel like this will be an amazing card.
We're going to kick things off with the opener, which is Ricochet taking on a returning Orange Cassidy. This could be a very fun match. Both guys can kind of knock down all assets of a wrestling match. They can do the high flying. They can do a little bit more physical stuff as well. So, yeah, I think this will be a really fun match. A hot babyface in Orange Cassidy versus a big heel in Ricochet. I think that would be a perfect match for an All-In.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Ricochet winning this match if I had to pick one of the two. Just because Ricochet, I feel like he's been really good recently. People are actually starting to get really behind him. And I feel like a big heel run for him holding some sort of title, potentially the TNT title at some point, is probably the direction you go with him.
And then next up, what do we have for our TNT champion?
Yeah, speaking of the TNT champion, we have someone, obviously he's not the current TNT champion. We have him beating Adam Cole leading into All-In, and that is Kyle Fletcher going in as the champion versus maybe a babyface, Konosuke Takeshita, leaving the Don Callis family potentially, and we have them going against each other. We feel like that'd be a really good match, a really good story to tell. This is probably one of those matches that won't happen if I had to guess, but I think it'd be really cool if it did happen. Obviously, Kyle Fletcher is a growing star right now. Takeshita is already a star, one of their best wrestlers, and Kyle Fletcher is getting to that point where he is one of the best wrestlers. So yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, for this one, obviously, like we said, the TNT Championship might not be happening during this match, but I could definitely see this match still happening. We've seen Takeshita kind of be upset with what's going on with the Don Callis family. Maybe he gets upset with too many members being added and all these new imports. So maybe he is kind of slowly getting away from the group, and ultimately has a match with a Kyle Fletcher, like which we said would be an absolute phenomenal match. Two of the best, I guess, underrated guys, I think, for AEW still. But yeah, they'll have a phenomenal match either way.
Yeah, for sure.
And then next up, we have a women's casino gauntlet match. Now, obviously, this is not guaranteed to be on the show, so could be anyway. But ultimately, we have the winner being Athena. I think she will probably be on the Ring of Honor show that weekend, but I think she can also show up here at an All-In in Texas to a big turnout. She's doing a lot of the promotional stuff, I think, for AEW in like the Texas area, so that's something that kind of makes me think she could be on this card. But yeah, I think Athena winning it, getting that opportunity versus whoever is the winner of the Toni Storm Mercedes match sometime down the line would be a very good way to continue whoever is the champion.
Yeah, we've obviously seen her kind of go against Mercedes already and stuff, and kind of leave those hints that something between them is gonna happen very soon. So that'll be very interesting when we do see that, as well as Billy Starks and all that as well. So yeah, that'll be a very interesting time whenever that does happen, and Athena getting a win here at a potential casino gauntlet for the women would be awesome.
Yeah, this is also a good way to get as many women on the card as well. With the casino gauntlet matches, they don't have a really set time period or like how many people need to be in it, so you can kind of do whatever. If you want to fit a lot of women in, get a lot of women in there, let them get some time on a big show, or you can just have a few of your main women on there that just let them shine. But next up, what Fatal 4 do we have booked?
We have Mark Briscoe versus Josh Alexander versus Brody King versus Beast Mode. So it's just four big men. Well, I guess outside of Mark Briscoe, maybe he's a little bit lopsided here, but a lot of big men in this match. And then Mark Briscoe, someone who's gonna put his body on the line, get tossed around by all these big men. And we'll see who comes out on top. Yeah, I think this will just be a really good match. Just kind of put together just to see what happens with all these people when they mesh together, especially with the Beast Mortos entering the scene.
Yeah, with Josh Alexander, Brody, and Beast, obviously you see what kind of threat they impose. But Mark Briscoe might not be the biggest guy, but he is crazy. He's willing to do whatever it takes to get a win. But yeah, I think this match would be really fun. A good way to see it. Four really good guys who are kind of some of your better TV guys as well. Let them kind of get a big opportunity on a big show to kind of maybe even steal the night, because all these four guys are very capable of having phenomenal matches. matches on any given night. So maybe altogether they steal the show.
No, for sure.
And then next up, we have our tag team champions on the line, where the Hurt Syndicate goes against Speedball and Kevin Knight. We've been seeing this formation of Speedball and Kevin Knight since they got entered into AEW, kind of being the new signees, team up together, making sure they have each other's back. I think they're a great pairing with each other, and it kind of does seem like we will get this match. Hurt Syndicate kind of talked against them, and then Kevin Knight and Speedball attacked them. So yeah, this could be a really fun match, and could be one of Hurt Syndicate's best matches to date in AEW.
Yeah, I unfortunately wouldn't necessarily see a Speedball and Kevin Knight beating them, unfortunately, in this match, because I feel like someone beating Bobby Lashley, that's like a big thing right now, because he's built himself up in AEW as this big unbeatable person, as well as Shelton and MVP as well, helping everything kind of come together. But yeah, it'd be a hard sell for me to believe that Speedball and Kevin Knight would be the ones to take him out, even though they are better wrestlers or whatever the case may be, in my opinion. But yeah, I think it'd be a hard sell for me to believe that they would win, but it'd be a really good match.
But then what do you have next up with the other Hurt Syndicate member?
We have MJF facing Gabe Kidd. Maybe we could see MJF come out with an MVP. That could be something that could help him out to potentially get a win here or something. But yeah, Gabe Kidd coming into AEW. Obviously, he's had a few appearances here and there in AEW, but maybe now we get him officially listed as an AEW roster member, and his first big feud and match could be at Allin versus MJF.
Yeah, this is two guys who I think could really have some really good promos, and then when the match comes to be, they can have a banger of a match. Both men are very capable of doing both those things. Gabe Kidd, I don't know what the situation is with him is right now in New Japan, and then MJF I think could kind of play onto that. Gabe Kidd likes to go like the more realistic route as well. So yeah, I think these two would just have a very fun time with one another. And then when it gets to that match, I think it could be a very, very nasty match. Very physical, very bloody even. But yeah, it should be a really cool dynamic between the two. But then next up, we have a new belt being introduced, which is the Women's Tag Team Champions, where we have Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford going against Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. We've seen the formation of Megan Bayne and Penelope over the past few months now, and Statlander and Willow, they have their history with one another, and they just kind of got out of being enemies with one another. Chris wants to kind of repair the relationship, but Willow kind of wants to distance herself because of what has happened. So them being maybe put together for this tournament, wanting to be the first women's tag team champions, I think could be a good story. And Megan Bayne and Penelope get this opportunity to be on the finals of this tournament, whatever you want to do, would be a really cool opportunity for them as well.
Yeah, obviously the women's tag team champion is something that's been heavy speculated in recent weeks within AEW. They've been making random tag teams. We have Tay J being a team that came back with Ty Mello coming back in AEW. So there's a lot of cool tag teams and unique things that they could do, put random people together. I like to see a Tony Storm and a Mina Shirakawa at some point come together as a tag team. But yeah, definitely want to see Statlander and Willow get the belts here, because they're two people who have a lot of history with each other.
And then next up, we have a men's casino gauntlet, but who do we have winning this one?
We have a returning Jay White coming out and winning this. Obviously, someone who's known for tournaments. He's done a lot of G1s and all that type of shit in New Japan and everything. He's done tournaments within AEW as well. So yeah, I think him coming here, getting a big one here, solidifying him some sort of big title match in the future would be really good for Jay White, because I think he does deserve it for the work he put in pre-injury.
Yeah, Jay White coming back, being the new Casino Gauntlet winner, opens up a door, because like we said, he's been around that title picture. He kind of floated around with Cope and the Moxley stuff, and then after they both got injured, I guess, they kind of obviously stopped that. So him being kind of going back, be able to go around if a Hangman were to win in the main event, that would be a cool story, because they have their history with one another. Jarrett's always had the Hangman's number, so yeah, it could be a really interesting dynamic for what that could open up for Jay White, and hopefully kind of pushing him with the top guys like he kind of deserves and should be.
Yeah, for sure.
And then next up, we have Thekla taking on Mina Shirakawa, two newish signings for AEW. This is a good way to show off, two really good women who, like I said, are new signings. I believe they have a history with one another in Stardom. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I think these two could have a really fun match, and just like I said, a good way to showcase two new signings.
Yeah, I haven't seen a ton from Thekla. I'm not familiar with any of her work previous to AEW, but she has shown up. She has the really cool entrance, and I love the little spider turn thing that she does, whatever it is that she holds onto the ropes and flips upside down and all that. Pretty cool stuff from her, so I'm very interested to see what her character does going forward in AEW. And Mina Shirakawa, of course, is someone who we're already familiar with, and we all know that she's awesome. So yeah, I'm very interested to see what this match would look like.
And then how are we going to kick off our last 4 matches?
So for our 10th match of the night, we have Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland going against the Bucks, something that's been, once again, heavy speculated going into this. They just recently, as of the recording of this, did the Grand Slam Mexico, what is it, 5 vs 5 or 6 vs 6, whatever it was. And yeah, they were both on the same team, of course. Hangman comes in to save Swerve Strickland at the end from the Bucks. So yeah, I think this will be a very interesting match. The story has been built towards it, so it all kind of makes sense and it's all cohesive with all these people. So maybe with a little bit more storytelling, I think that this could be a top-notch match for sure, because the Bucks been needing a really good opponent to kind of go against us on their level. And obviously Swerve and Will Ospreay are on their level, if not above their level. So we'll see what happens with this.
Yeah, obviously we won't be seeing Will Ospreay and Swerve in that World Championship match. They're 2 guys who need to be on this card as well. And I think going against the Young Bucks, they would have a fantastic match, like you mentioned. Not many guys on the AEW roster and really in the world can match up with Young Bucks in tag team action. But if you take 2 singles guys who are able to do anything in the world against anybody, they can probably have a good match with Young Bucks and, you know, raise a threat to them. Yeah, this is going to be a really fun tag team match. We've seen what Will Ospreay and Swerve can do. We haven't seen them too much as a team, I don't think. So for them finally teaming up together, I think can be really, really cool. Just, you know, 2 superheroes in AEW going teaming up with each other could be really fun. But in our last 3 matches, we have the matches that are already announced, which is Kenny Omega and Okada for that unified champion.
Yeah, this is going to be, obviously this is a classic. I'm not super familiar with New Japan. I haven't really gone back and watched any of that. However, I am a little bit familiar with the Kenny and Okada series. I know what happened in those matches, even if I haven't watched all of them. But yeah, this will be a very interesting match. Obviously, this is an aging Kenny Omega and an aging Okada, so will be interesting to see if they meet the heights of their previous matches, because those heights are very, very high, and those are highly regarded matches that everyone seems to love from that New Japan community. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this holds up to those old matches in a 2025 version of Kenny and Okada.
Yeah, I think this will either be their best match with each other or their worst match with each other. I kind of don't think there's really too much in between. Hopefully, obviously, it is the better one, just because I'd hate for them to have a bad match. But even if it is their worst match with each other, it probably will still be good, because even the worst one is still pretty damn good. But yeah, this match should be really, really fun. I'm glad that we are finally getting something that we've been wanting since Okada has joined the AEW roster. So yeah, at the Allin, the biggest stage, makes sense. But yeah, it should be really fun. And then obviously we have our Women's World Championship match, Toni Storm versus Mercedes Moné. I guess for this one, who do you think is going to win, though?
This is a very hard one to pick. I'll probably go with Tony, just because I don't necessarily want to see Mercedes get even more belts, and I would also like to see Mercedes hold her belt to lead into a potential Athena feud. So I think that's probably where I would go.
Yeah, for me, I do think Mercedes Moné will be winning the world champion. Like you said, she does have all the champions, but I don't think they're going to stop giving her more. She just became the CMLL Women's World Champion, so I think adding that Women's World Champion, she can have the big picture with her with every single champion, and you know, I think it'd be a good way to let her kind of give some self, you know, confidence and saying, hey, I left WWE and, you know, things were looking bad at one point in time to some people, but I came out and I have every single champion that a woman can possibly have across the entire globe, professional wrestling. So, yeah, that should be a really cool match for Mercedes and Tony. And then in the main event, obviously, Jon Moxley, Hangman Adam Page. What do we think's going to happen there?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go with Adam Page getting the win. I definitely don't think it's a 0% chance that Moxley loses here. I think that Moxley can get the win here and lead to something else. And if that does happen, then I think that kind of guarantees that Darby's locked in for that spot, and they want to hold on to that until Darby's ready to do it. But I do think Adam Page will take down Moxley here.
Yeah, I think it would be a very Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns-esque moment if, at least from 39, if Hangman were to lose this one, just because it feels like it's time for Moxley to lose it. It feels like it's Hangman's time to win it, so it kind of just makes sense. Like you said, I don't think it's at a 0% chance for Moxley to still win this match. But yeah, it should be pretty fun. I think their chemistry together has historically been great, so hopefully on the night as well, it stays that same pace, and that is still a pretty fun match. But to kind of wrap it up, what match are you most excited for out of the matches that we put together?
Yeah, I think out of these matches, probably just the one that's already announced, and I'm probably going to go with Kenny Omega versus Okada. Like I said, I'm not familiar with their series, but I am interested in their previous series. I just haven't been able to watch it yet, and I want to see once again what a 2025 Kenny and Okada looks like versus their previous matches.
But that will do it for our early All-In predictions. So let's see your predictions down in the comments below and what you think about ours. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But we'll catch you guys in the next one.